Alright, whoa, hold up. I know that title sounds dumb as fuck. Yeah, if you take away Walter White and Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad, the show is obviously gonna be different. But I really need you to think about this. Excluding the obvious change in story beats or having tropes like The Chosen One where the story heavily relies on the mere existence of a single character because they're that pivotal in the world, is it possible for that show to still thrive? Could some of your favorite shows still do well without its main cast? Could those shows make it as an anthology series? Probably more dumb questions, but this is the sort of shit that keeps me up at night. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm pretty high on character writing and character dynamics. So I'm much more willing to overlook a story that has amazing characters with a shitty ass plot, but will completely shit over a story with amazing plot with shitty characters. Me asking if your favorite shows could survive without its main cast isn't some sort of flex, or my way of telling people that episodic and self-contained stories are supreme. Despite me having characters at the forefront for the most important thing within a story, I still believe that if a world is strong enough, it can most definitely carry most stories. For those of you who might not know, an anthology series is a collection of different self-contained stories where a season or episodes are made up of new characters, different plots, as well as different settings. But each series is connected through a common theme and is usually within a shared universe. Off the top of my head, Black Mirror and American Horror Story fall in this category. Okay, so me personally, if I look at Vinland Saga and Gintama and remove the main characters in those stories, they wouldn't remain as some of my favorite anime. Shocker, I know. With Hunter x Hunter on the other hand, I can make a strong case, but that's probably because there's just so much unexplored territory that even without a Gon, Killua, or Kurapika, Hunter x Hunter would still be pretty elite to me. And that's because there's still a lot of incredible characters outside of the main cast, but most importantly, the world is strong. Given how vast the world of Hunter x Hunter is, there's still a lot of unknown. The law is different for you once you have your Hunter license. You got magical beasts outside, and I haven't even gotten to Nen. But even in spite of all of that, the world doesn't challenge its people as much as I'd like it to if I'm going to lose the main cast after a season. Which is why an even better example of a story that can thrive without its main cast is Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Surprise, surprise, but it's the reason I'm even making this whole video. I need a Cyberpunk Edgerunners anthology series. I don't care how long it takes, if it's 2 to 3 years for them to pop out a new season, fuck it, I'll take it. Me saying that Cyberpunk Edgerunners would make for a far better anthology series than some of your favorite anime isn't a flex. It's simply the truth. Before you really even get to know any of the characters, the foundation and the stench of the world of Night City pulls you in. If you ask me, it's the right amount of stink. Night City feels like it's its own character. It doesn't matter what crew rises from the dirt or the shadows, it's Night City that keeps everything moving. Think of it this way, if you could stuff Night City into a vessel and lock them in a cage with some randoms off the street, it doesn't matter who you throw in the cage with Night City, the outcome remains the same. The only one standing tall by the end of the match will always be Night City. Spoilers for Cyberpunk Edgerunners, but seriously, if you haven't seen it by now, what the hell are you doing with your time? After watching the anime, I felt a void that I couldn't quite get over because you don't typically see shows that have this sort of ending, where the main character dies, the fan favorite character dies, the antagonist isn't even taken out along with them, and you get a bittersweet ending. Although for me it was more bitter than sweet. I mean sure, glad that Lucy survived and all and was able to go to the moon, but nah, that shit wasn't good enough for me, and I mean that in the best way possible. Not every story needs to have a happy conclusion, but that's the thing about Night City. There's no happy endings. After finally saying fuck this void and playing Cyberpunk 2077, after all the bugs and kinks were ironed out, you best believe I found David's jacket, grabbed Rebecca's shotgun off the floor because apparently nobody fucking cleans up in Night City, and I slaughtered that overchrome, no-ganic son of a bitch and Atom Smasher, dragging my nuts across his face right before doing him in.
You look like a cut of fuckable meat, are you?
Hell, I won't even lie to you, as great as Edgerunners was, I enjoyed 2077 even more. I realize that some people have over 900 hours clocked in for some games, but this right here is a lot for me in a single player game. In Night City, you can only be at the top for so long before you become just another victim.
You can only be a major league player for so long. The faster you live, the faster you burn out. If you don't get a bullet to the brain first.
Rather than having your whole hood put you on a t-shirt, you get a drink named after yourself at the Afterlife, a bar where all the Night City legends have drinks named after them. Just off of David's, Johnny's, and V's stories, there is no doubt in my mind that Cyberpunk can easily be an anthology series. And I've been saying this shit after I finished my first playthrough. And not to be that guy, but yes, even before a second season of Edgerunners was announced that it was in the works. People could make the argument that constantly being in Night City would be boring, but that's where the stories with different characters come into play. While V's and Johnny's stories get intertwined, both of them and David's are completely different and they all hit. I mean shit, forget them personally, how about the people that they interact with? They have crazy ass stories as well. You got so much potential in this wacky world that is Cyberpunk. I can only speak for myself here, but I have no problem watching a bunch of different main characters get swallowed up by Night City, or to be one of the few to say f this city and make it out safely before it swallows them whole. Having a strong world with a shared universe isn't a must. You can do an anthology series with a central theme and explore it from different angles, but for me personally, I like the idea of a setting feeling like the main character. Having this fire setting for some episodic or even some self-contained stories can provide someone with a wide canvas to go work on. I'm kinda going on a tangent here, but I feel like anthology series don't get as much love. I get it though, sometimes we fall so hard in love with a story and its characters that we refuse to see another perspective because we don't believe that magic can be recreated. And hey, as a result of most sequels not holding a candle to the first in a series, I get it. But that's the thing, it wouldn't be a sequel. There doesn't need to be any connection to its predecessor. Like with this new season of Edgerunners, whenever it comes out and Lucy is nowhere to be mentioned or found and we don't see her at all, I don't care. Despite me saying this, I'm willing to bet that she'll have some sort of Easter egg. I can feel it. I feel it in my bones. I already know that there would be a bunch of people red in the face typing angrily on their thumbs about how Lucy wasn't involved in any form or fashion. No lie, if there was no Easter eggs for Edgerunners in 2077, I would have been 1000% okay with that. While it's always cool to see, it's not needed. In these anthology series, it feels like the stakes matter more because you can't bank on characters surviving to see another movie or another season. There's no bullshit resurrection another 2 seasons or sequels down the line. Anyone listening to this right now can probably name a story that had a fire-ass concept, great themes, or had interesting world building, but the main cast was just ass. And because the main cast was so ass, the whole story felt like wasted potential. Anyway, if you made it this far into the video, what are some shows that you could remove the main cast and the story would still have amazing potential? Again, I feel like any story would need to have a strong world to even have a chance, and for the more fantastical stories, an amazing power system, which I'd argue would be a runner-up to a strong world. But feel free to prove me wrong.